Okay, so today I'm going to do a little video. I've done some time lapses and I've had some people remark that they want to actually see a video with audio to see how easy this really is. Can they really do it? I have some classes coming up and I had some individuals request a video to see can they really do what I do. So what I'm doing today is an 11 by 14 canvas, so it's a little bit smaller than what I typically work in, which is larger pieces. I've been commissioned to do a nursery, gender neutral, or, well, including all the genders, I guess, palette. So we have decided to go kind of along this lines. We've deviated a little bit. This pink is a little too rush. So I have pre-mixed all of my colors together, and I am getting ready to pour. What I will do is, on a canvas size like this, I will take a cup. I'll start with my white because it is a very neutral color. These colors are pre-mixed. I've already gotten the additives in there. What I do is I take acrylic paints, mix all my own colors, and then I add a special pouring medium that I have kind of done some research and concocted my own, and that I find works well. And so what I'll do today is add all of my colors. This is going to be a general flip cup, dirty pour. There are lots of different techniques I can show you, and I do go over different styles and techniques. In the class I also cover ways that you can embellish, add, manipulate, distort, and what to do when you get a bad pour, which happens. So right now I have added my paint. I flipped the cup. This is a rectangular. If it was a circle or a square, I would not worry about the sides, but because it's a rectangular shape, I'm going to go ahead and add some more color to the sides. I'm basically doing the same thing that I just did, in that I'm taking the colors from this paint and I'm going to use a lot of white. Later on I'm going to post a video on just some of the ways that you can manipulate or distort or change the dynamic of your painting once it's poured. So I'm actually going to go all along the edges, because what I want is I want to create, I want to make sure that the edges are covered, so there's coverage on the edges, and then I just want to create more coverage. I'm still waiting for this to come down. Now what I will say, the benefit of doing the classes is, when I first started this technique, I had been painting brush on canvas for a number of years. I was comfortable with acrylic paints, but not comfortable relinquishing control. So I did whatever any one person does when they're interested in something but feel insecure or incompetent. I did a ton of research, which is probably why some of you are watching this video right now. You're doing your research, which is good job. Way to go. So what I did was I found that, and I'm just adding paint to these bald areas. They'll eventually kind of blend into one another, which is awesome. But I'm just adding some dimension here while we're waiting for that paint to come down. So I went and I purchased, gosh, I must have purchased at least 4 different types of silicone. I had the paint, but I bought more paint. The canvas, the pouring mediums, all of it. Easily, if you're a newbie and you're starting this medium, you'll easily pay $35, $45 to get started. And then what happens if you don't like it, right? What happens if you find out that, you know, you don't like the idea of not having as much control over the way it looks, or you don't like this, that, or the third, or you did it and you liked it, but you just felt a little insecure, or you felt a little out of your element or out of your zone. So this is a perfect way to try out without any real risk to you. Now what I'm doing now is I flipped it and I'm just kind of letting it, I want to preserve this area because I love this. So I'm kind of letting the pour go in areas I don't want to lose. One of the rookie mistakes that I see a lot of people do, and I've done it as well, is the overly moving the canvas. So you're not going to want to do that because you're going to end up with a lot of really jagged, kind of ugly, for me, it's not my aesthetic, lines. And I can usually tell when somebody's just started pouring, because that's the thing. You know, I want to, as an artist, I want to preserve my paint as much as possible, and so I'm going to move the canvas to get the paint to go in the bald spots, right? And so what happens is we over manipulate the canvas and we lose these beautiful organic shapes that are naturally kind of coming to be because we're overly moving it. So we have all these like jagged, unorganic lines, and yeah. So it's super easy. Look at that. It's super cool. Now at this point I could torch it if I wanted to, but I'm really happy with the aesthetic. I'm really happy with the amount of bubbles. I anticipate there's going to be quite a few more. One of the things I can do to encourage those bubbles to pop is I can just kind of get up over it and blow. So, in the next video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways, my most current ways to manipulate a painting once you have poured it, while it's still wet. I'll also in the future do some on what to do when you're painting, how to manipulate it when it's dry, some things you can do. My husband is coming home shortly, and I'm going to actually force him to get on camera and to do a pour for you guys, because I want you to see that anybody can do it, even someone like my husband, who is the most non-artistic, non-creative person. Oh, I love this. I'm loving this. I'm having a hard time not looking at it. Okay, thanks.